welcome back to Aries Tactical Concepts, and today I'm going to talk about self-defense and tactics, and something that a lot of instructors don't actually talk about within the self-defense sphere, I suppose. And it's something that I've noticed over the last few years really of training in self-defense, martial arts and competitive fighting. And it's something that really struck me quite hard very recently when I was talking to people in the process of setting up my own tactical training school. And that was, people teach self-defense, but it's sort of missold. And what they do is they'll say, you know, I see it quite a lot, and it's come and do a 6-week self-defense course, or come and do a self-defense class and learn to defend yourself. Well, that's just basically ridiculous, because if you think about a competitive fighter or a martial artist that spends 10, 15, 20 years, their entire life training to fight somebody, what do you actually think you're going to learn in one class, or in 6-week class, or 6 classes over a period of a month? You're going to learn the very basics, you're going to forget quite a great deal of it, and then after a period of time skill failure is going to kick in, and it's not going to be muscle memory, and you're not going to be able to do it anyway, so it's completely useless. Self-defense is a way of life. It's a system of learning, and it's a system of practicing. It's something that you do daily, and this is why training needs to be done as much as possible. The other thing that I really want to talk about is the mentality of self-defense. When I've trained self-defense and I've spoken to older people, women, children, men, etc., and I say, for example, if I told you you was going to have a fight in 6 weeks in a ring, in a controlled environment with a referee, with somebody of the same height and weight as you with the same experience, would you be happy to take that fight? And a lot of the time people say, no, I'd be too scared, I'm nervous about that, no, that's not for me. I say, okay, that's completely fair enough and a very honest answer. But what is it you're actually training for in self-defense? Like, let's really look at that. You're looking to have a fight in an uncontrolled environment, the street, a car park, you know, potentially you're being attacked first because you're in the self-defense, you're not out looking for a fight, so you're fighting somebody that's probably bigger than you, stronger than you, and they've already decided that they're going to hurt you, they're going to take something from you, or they're intimidating you. So you're more than likely not the same weight, they're probably bigger and heavier than you, they've made a commitment already that they're going to hurt you, and it's an uncontrolled environment. Potentially we're talking about numbers, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, potentially if they've got friends, okay? And our weapons involved. There's no referee to help you, there's nothing going on. So if you're saying that you're training in self-defense twice a week, realistically you should be training 2 or 3 times as hard as somebody who's training for a fight in a controlled environment to a set of rules on a certain date. So the question that I'm really putting to you is your self-defense coach realistically giving you good advice? Is he supporting your growth and training? Because we're all going to train and move differently to our body weights and capabilities and what we're physically prepared to do. And are you training hard? Like, are you training hard and are you training well? Do you run? Do you hit bags? If you have to escape, which is the whole point of self-defense, evade, escape, get away, how far can you run? Every professional fighter, semi-professional fighter does sprint training, they do longer distance running to cut weight, but it's all about building fight cardio, the ability to fight for a period of time. So if you're doing self-defense but you don't run, guess what? You're not going to have much gas in the tank. That is a bad situation to be in. That means you potentially can't fight for a decent period of time and you can't escape. So if your self-defense training doesn't include an element of fight fitness, it's not really going to work for you. You need to think about adrenaline, you think about controlling the distance, your experience. If you're scared to hit a friend and you've never been punched in the face before, believe me, the day that it comes, you will be completely shocked. So sparring is also another element of self-defense training that if you are not doing, or you're too scared to do it, all the technical stuff that you do weekly, I guarantee you will not work in real life situation. So I'm not really here to slag off any other instructors. This is really putting it out there for you to think about your own training, because at the end of the day, when a situation occurs, your instructor is not going to be there, and the guy that you're fighting is not going to care what belt you are, what rank you are, how tired you are. right? Whether they caught you by surprise or not, you are going to be on your own. So have a little think about that, and is your training covering all of those things? All right. Thank you. This is Damien at Aries Tactical Concepts. If you have any questions about tactical training, tactical advice, tactical fitness, or self-defense, or even the mindset of combatives itself, please fire your questions in. Thank you.